Hi, this is Rene Godefroy. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to talk to anyone, strangers, anywhere, and instantly connect with them regardless of their social status. Forget about being shy. You're going to learn how to do it the right way. Before I share with you how to talk to strangers anywhere and connect with them instantly without being shy, I want to share a story as the basis of what I'm going to share with you. Many years ago, I was a doorman at a hotel in Atlanta, and many of you, if you have read one of my books, you know that I started my speaking career as a motivational speaker from being a doorman. One day, it was a very slow day at the hotel. There was not much going on. I was standing at the bell stand, or the door stand, that is. A lady came outside and she just came to get fresh air. And I said to her, "It's a lovely day today, isn't it, ma'am?" She said, "Yeah, it is a lovely day." And I asked her about her stay, how she is enjoying her stay at the hotel. And she told me, and because I have a thicker accent than I have now, right? Back then I had a thicker accent. And she said, "Where are you from?" And I told her that I am from Haiti. We started talking about Haiti a little bit. Then I talk about my journey to the United States of America, the clashes, cultural clashes that I had. And I talked about going to McDonald's and pickles in McDonald's. I just couldn't stand the taste of it. Back then I was in my 20s. I used to go to McDonald's, but now I don't go to McDonald's anymore. And I asked her about her favorite dishes in the United States. And we talk for a good 15 minutes, normal conversation. But check this out. After the conversation, she went up to her room. As soon as she caught the elevator to go to her room, a bunch of bellmen and front desk agents, they all rushed outside with some guests of the hotel, and they were treating me like I was some kind of celebrity or something. They're like, "How did you do it?" I said, "How did I do what?" "How did you get to talk to her for that long, about 15 minutes, and we've been trying to make eye contact with her to either get her autograph or to take a picture with her. But she's always so about her business and she's not making eye contact. It's very hard." But she came outside and she talked to you for that long, as if she has met you for a long time ago. I was like, okay, first of all, who is she? They say, "Oh, you don't know?" I said, "No." They say, "That is Kim Basinger." I said, "Kim Basinger, what does she do?" They started telling me she is the superwoman in a lot of movies. She's a big celebrity. In fact, she was in Atlanta to buy an island off the coast of Georgia. Now, from that story, I'm going to show you how to talk to people like Kim Basinger or anybody at any level and instantly connect with them without being shy or without feeling awkward, right? I'm going to break it down for you. Here's the major component I want you to take away from this video. Let go of your agenda when you're going to approach people. Approach, let's say, the opposite sex or a business person. Just let go of your agenda. Because the moment, do you notice what happened? I did not have an agenda. All right? I didn't want an autograph. I didn't want to take pictures with her. I didn't have any agenda at all. You see, with Kim Basinger, you get it? Now, I want to share with you 4 ways to approach that person so that you can really be natural without an agenda. Right? The first one is go for the obvious. What do I mean by that? Well, let's see what I mean. Talk about the occasion or the location or the situation or the circumstance. Now, notice I said to Kim, it's a lovely day today, isn't it? See that? Pretty obvious. Then I asked her about her stay at the hotel, her favorite dish, and things like that. Very normal conversation. Very obvious, right? It's either about the location or the event. Let's say you go to a networking event and you want to meet other people. You want to make some business connections. First thing you say, hey, this is a lovely convention, isn't it? It's a great convention, isn't it? How did you enjoy the food this morning for lunch? How was dessert? Or how did you enjoy the speaker? What did you really get out of his presentation or her presentation? Obvious, right? If you are a salesperson, you go to meet a prospect, you talk about the obvious at first. Right? Talk about, let's say, your assistant is very inviting, very warm, very friendly. Or the building is such a lovely building, or your office decoration, the painting, or whatever you notice, right? The books that they are reading, something very obvious, something very familiar. You get it? So go for the obvious, right? Number two, be interested. Now, what do I mean when I say be interested? What I mean by that is, have you ever heard the saying, in order to be interesting, you have to be interested first? You've heard that before? That's what it is. If you are interested, you become an interesting person. Ask questions that are very interesting, but that are not threatening. Very simple questions. Like, as a motivational speaker, Renee, I'm just curious. What do you do to prepare yourself before the presentation? Or you might say, as a manager who manages three or 400 people, I'm just curious, what books or what inspired you? What books did you read? Or how did you come to be in this line of business? What is your inspiration? Or you might say, as a CEO or as a celebrity, I'm just curious, what does your typical day look like? What do you do first thing in the morning and next and next? Or, like I said to Cam Basinger, what is your favorite dish? Things that are very simple, questions that are very simple, unusual questions that a reporter would not think of asking, or most people would not ask. He just has asked non-threatening question that actually caused the person to go back inside their head to really think about it. That's an interesting question. Yeah. And to tell you about their day, right? Number four, be authentic. Be authentic. Here's what I mean by that. Did you know that who you are, your real self, is what connects you and bonds you with other people? The moment you're trying to be somebody else, you are not going to make the connection, right? At least you are not going to make a deep connection that is going to last. When you go to meet the person, when you're approaching the person, don't send your representative, so to speak. Your representative, right? You know what I mean? Send yourself. Go with yourself. Be authentic. Who you are is good enough for the world. Who you are is all that you need. That's how you're going to avoid being shy or being nervous when you're trying to meet a stranger or someone else, right? So be authentic. And number four, be playful. When you are approaching the person, start smiling. I'm telling you, if your face looks like you are like constipated, right? You don't have a smile, you're going to scare that person. Start smiling and smile with your eyes. You know what I mean? Like you smile with your eyes. You see? Laugh if there's an occasion to laugh. That's what was happening with me and Kim Basinger. I talk about my cultural clashes in the United States. the food and we laugh. And I was smiling the whole time she was there. Smiles and laughter will definitely release tensions. And there is a lot of tension when you are shy and you are timid, all right? Now let's review. Number one, go for the obvious, the location, the situation, all right, or the event. Number two, be interested. Just be interested in order to be interesting, all right? Number three, be authentic. Be who you are. Number four, be playful. Now, let's get to why this is so powerful. The concept of not having an agenda when you're approaching the person, right? First of all, there are no threats. You see, when you have no agenda, you don't appear to be a threat. Let's see what I mean. For many years, neuroscientists have been telling us that we have 3 brands, and they call it the triune brands. Now, we know the brain is very complex, right? We have the neural pathways, we have the synapses and different things in the brain, millions of activities. So that's not what I'm talking about. I want to simplify it for you and talk about the triune brand or the 3 brands. The first one is the neocortex, right? This is 40% of your brain, is the top large part of your brain, the neocortex, all right? Now, the neocortex is the logical brain, is the brain that help you solve like complex or hard maths or solve difficult problems and challenges. It's the brain that you use to imagine, to logically think of your next move in the future, to plan and to create and stuff like that. That's the neocortex. The next brain is right below the neocortex is the midbrain. It is also known as the mammalian brain. And mammal, animals like elephants and cows and giraffes and that have babies like human beings, right? They are the mammals, okay? That's the second brain. And that's where you experience emotion and pleasure. Those pain and pleasure emotions, that's where you experience them, all right? Now, we're not going to talk about those 2 brains, okay? That's for another video. I want to talk to you about the third brain. Actually, it is not the third brain. It's referred to as the first brain. So this is the first brain and the second brain, and the neocortex would be the first brain. But I said first before because it is at the top. It's the first thing that I could show you. Anyway, you get the point, right? The reptilian brain, the primitive brain, right? The lower brain I'm talking about, the first brain, okay, is what reptiles have. It's the first brain, and the way to explain it to you, the reptiles were here before you. God created everything, and then he created you and I, or man, right? So they were here. That's the first brain. By the way, it really does look like a reptile inside the brain, right? Now, that's my focus, and here's why. The reptile, all they do, okay, here's their typical lifestyle, okay? They survive. They eat, they sleep, and they have sex, and they reproduce, and they are continually on the lookout to protect themselves. Any noise, they wake up. Okay, that's the brain that you have also. By the way, when you see a piece of rope from a distance and it looks like a snake and you jump and later on you find out, oh, it's a rope. Well, that brain, the reptile brain, is reactive. It doesn't know it's not a snake, but from the first sight, you jump. And that's why you get scared, right? The reason why is because you are trying to protect yourself. You are trying to be safe. That's the reptile brain. It's about safety. It's about security. It's about food. It's about procreation. The moment something unfamiliar happens, that brain defaults to survival. The reptilian brain is actually your God. It is there to protects you. Here's why I'm saying this to you. When you approach someone, all right, and that person senses that, hey, this is unfamiliar, this is a stranger, automatically the brain, the reptilian brain, goes in survival mode. I don't know. You may have an agenda. You may want something. I want to be on the lookout. I don't know what kind of trick you're going to pull on me. That's what's going on, right? That is why you start with the obvious, the familiar. Why? Because the brain already knows the familiar. There's no threat about the weather. There's no threat about the event because it knows you are at a convention. You are at an event. There are a lot of people, and you say, this is a nice convention, isn't it? There are a lot of people at this convention. You see? No threats whatsoever. Very familiar. Now, you get the point? I hope you really understand what I shared with you, and you go out and you begin to apply it, and you will make connections just like that. Remember, in order to succeed in life, that is based on the number of quality connections you make along the way. So let me recap. Number one, go for the obvious. All right, talk about the event, talk about the occasion, the location to start the conversation. Number two, be interested. Ask normal question. I'm just wondering, what is your typical day when you wake up? Right? Simple question, but that causes the person to go inside and reflect. Right? Number three, be authentic. Be who you are. Don't try to impress people. Don't try to show up as if you are all that. You know what? They'll discover who you are in the conversation organically. It's going to happen organically. All right? So just be authentic, be yourself. And finally, be playful. Smile a lot. When there's an opportunity to laugh, laugh. All right? I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, share it with your friends, family members, and co-workers, and people you know who are maybe going to a job interview, who are going to a sales presentation, or who are going to meet an important person. Or just share it with people, because that's what we do. When we find something good, we just share it. Also, comment. All right? I look forward to sharing more tips and ideas and strategies on how to succeed in life in another video. Take care. Have a good one.